Good afternoon, folks. Brian with Anchor Pest Defense. Figured I'd make a series of videos here now that it's getting to be winter on mice. And I want to start off by talking about first and second generation mice, what that means for you if you have a infestation at your house, and how it can affect you in the treatment. So let's talk about first generation mice first. And first generation mice are mice that are born outside of your home, that have entered your home to try to make it their casa and try to settle in and make themselves comfortable. Second generation mice are mice that are born within your home. So it's typically the litter of those first generation mice that entered. Second generation mice, which are born inside your home, are a little bit more of a problem when it comes to eradication. I want to talk about specifically why. So first generation mice, like you and I, if we go out to Outback and we eat some food, which is similar to them sampling the bait at your home, when we feel sick, we go home, just like them. When they come inside your home, they sample some of the bait that your technician has left or that you've put out for the mice. They eat a little bit, they feel sick, and they go home. And first generation mice, their home is somewhere else. So they leave your house and they die elsewhere. You don't have any smells or any issues like that. However, with second generation mice, because they were born within your home, when they die or when they eat the poison, the bait, they stay within your home because that's where they were born. They don't know any better. What does that mean for you? That means that you could possibly smell some bad smells, some unpleasant smells in the home. That usually only lasts for 2 or 3 days and typically subsides, and that's only in maybe 2 to 5%, somewhere around there of the homes that I treat where people actually smell something, even for second generation mice. Typically what happens is they sample the bait, the second generation, and they go up to the attic where they typically nest, and they die in the attic where you don't smell them. On occasion, they gorge on the bait and eat a ton of it and only make it a few feet and just kind of keel over right there. It's not typical, but it is something that does happen with baiting. So let's talk about time frames for when to call a technician, how long's been too long. We talked about the 4, 6, and 8 week period, but I want to talk about why I gave you those time frames. And the reason is because for mice, the period of time it takes for them to go from being born to be able to have a litter is only 6 weeks. And then once they get pregnant, it's only 3-week gestation period, which means in 7 to 8 weeks from the time they enter your home, they're able to have the second generation mice. So that means within that 4 to 8 week time frame, you should try to get a hold of a professional technician if you can. It doesn't have to be me. You can call someone else, but just make sure that they're treating with bait, and make sure you get them out there as soon as possible before you start having issues with second generation mice or worse. I think that's it for this one. The next one we'll talk about baiting versus trapping and why I typically recommend baiting. All right, guys, have a good one.